Welcome to Wisco Dice. Hey, folks, here's a little bonus episode for you. I got the pleasure to interview Mike from Dragonfall. It's a convention here in Wisconsin that's coming up this fall, mostly focused on miniatures, but it's for charity. There's going to be role-playing games this year, and down the road, lots of other things are coming. And, of course, stay tuned as part of the episode to find out how you can get free beer at Dragonfall as well. With that, let's go ahead and kick into the interview.
And I'd like to welcome to the show Mike from Dragonfall. Thank you for joining us today. How are you doing, man?
Doing great, Ben. Thanks for having me on.
Awesome. So, obviously, we're here to talk a little bit about Dragonfall, the convention, but what exactly is the convention about? What inspired this whole thing?
Well, believe it or not, we're in our 7th year now, including the virtual event that we had last year because we weren't obviously able to meet in person like many conventions. We've actually made a full pivot just in the last 2 or 3 years and have reorganized the convention, and now we're a full charity organization, a 501(c)(3). And what that means to the potential convention goers is that we have a mandate that as soon as all of the overhead for the show is retired, in other words, net proceeds, all of that goes to charity. And so in the last 3 years, we've been fortunate enough, even with the virtual event last year, we've raised over $15,000 for the different charities that we were a part of. And believe it or not, 5 of it was last year with the virtual. So it's our hope that we blow that number away this year. And that's really the pivot that Dragonfall has made in the last couple of years, Ben.
That's pretty awesome. I go back to all the years I ran that little event, Merry Mayhem, and the Toys for Tots work I did, and being able to support and be a part of talking about such a great charity event, and that it's just an awesome thing, and it's great that so many people in gaming today are so focused towards giving back to the community and giving back to charities and being a part of big events like this. That's awesome.
It's actually more personal in that this year, from the point of view that one of our friends and vendors did pass away, and that was one of the owners of Elric Studios, the guys that do the resin bases. And so we're going to work with his family this year, and a big portion of the proceeds that we're able to raise this year will go into the family's choice of what they would like us to donate to. So Elric's, of course, a long-time Adepticon vendor. You've probably met the guys numerous times, and they're local also to southern Wisconsin, and they've been a vendor with Dragonfall for probably 3, if not 4 of our years. So it was very unfortunate that Tony passed away. But this year we're going to try to dedicate some of the proceeds that hopefully we were able to raise to his memory.
It's terrible to hear about someone passing away, but it's great to hear we're making something great of that. So kudos to that.
Yeah, no, that's the flexibility of why we kind of reorganized in the charity foundation format. So we're able to, obviously we have dedicated charities that we work with for the last number of years, but by having kind of us control where the money goes, we do have the flexibility to do something like what we're doing for Elric's, which is kind of cool.
All right, so let's dive into the next question. So how did Dragonfall really get started? What was the original vision for this thing?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's made a full pivot when I started 7 years ago with my best friend in the world. You know, if you've watched the beginning of Stranger Things, when the kids were playing D&D, that was me and my friend Aaron, literally at age 8 to 10. I think I'm maybe a year older than him, and so if you can imagine that in our parents' basement playing D&D, you know, we've been gaming our entire lives together. And I had this idea, you know, 7 years ago where I had this idea from a convention format. I thought there was a place in the market for it, and that we could make a difference. And so it absolutely started off to be the next, for lack of a better term, the next Adepticon, and that was the goal when we started it. And like I said, the thing that makes it very enjoyable for me now, and while we're still very passionate about what we do, is with the pivot to the philanthropic effort that we have, and it's just amazing, and to see the impact that we're able to make with the member charities that we have. So it started off with an aspirational goal, and we've made the pivot to charity. But believe it or not, we've been going now for 7 years, and this year is particularly exciting for us because we're moving out of the greater Chicagoland area that we've been a part of since the inception, and now we're moving up to Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. We're at the Grand Geneva Resort this year, which is the same venue as GaryCon, if you're familiar with GaryCon. So it really is a world-class facility, and it's really the first time that we've been in a facility of that magnitude, and so we're really, really excited about it.
Leads into the next question is, what's the biggest challenge to making it a big event? I mean, I knew about little events. I mean, okay, about 100 folks or whatever. I think it's the best I ever did at a single event, but getting to this next scale, what are the biggest challenges that you, as an event organizer, have to try to overcome to make it happen?
Well, believe it or not, we're still a small event. In 2019, we were lucky enough to have about 650 attendees. And this year, Ben, it would absolutely be a win for us, with everything that's challenging in terms of the pandemic. If we have 400 attendees this year, that would be outstanding. So, at that level, we still have kind of that tactical flexibility where, all of our tables are still socially distant, and we don't have to worry about super large crowds like some shows that unfortunately have to cancel because of, thousands of people. So we're still kind of small and nimble enough. But to answer your question directly, because of the growth that we've had the last couple of years, believe it or not, the biggest challenge that I would point to right now is just, there's 3 guys on the council. It's myself, my friend Aaron, and then Matt Sears, who's a dear friend of ours, who used to be affiliated with the Rec Age miniature game. And Matt does a fantastic job with the philanthropic effort for Dragonfall. But believe it or not, it's just the 3 of us. And so we're the biggest challenge that we have now is getting more volunteers and getting more advisory board members to help us on our journey, because now we're actually in the growth trajectory where, it's not just a small, insignificant amount of money that we're able to raise, and any horsepower that other people are able to help us with is really the challenge that we're looking at right now.
Well, I certainly, from my point of view, that's a big event. So I can't even imagine trying to organize something with that many attendees. So kudos to that. That's a big deal in my book. So why do folks want to go to Dragonfall? What kind of events? What actually goes on at Dragonfall itself? Is it just minis, or are there other events? What kind of events do you have?
Yeah, so we've rebranded this year upcoming event. So we're now calling ourselves a charity gaming festival. And if you can imagine having an atypical experience from just, having other activities available to you over the weekend. So when I was a much younger man, I remember taking my entire family to Adepticon, and they were doing activities while I was playing on the tables. And certainly there is that opportunity this year with the venue that we have. At the Grand Geneva, there's a lot to do. There's a water park for your family while you're at the convention. But we're also trying to have some fun things going on in the Great Hall simultaneously with the regular games that are being played. So this year we have retro video games that are, kind of like a lobby of retro video games where, for free of charge with a badge, you can just go up and kill some time and play some of those games while you're kind of waiting between matches. And then the other thing that we're really, really excited about is that this year we actually have the venue sponsoring our happy hour. And that's going to hopefully be a great way for us to raise additional money in terms of we're going to sell a beer and a soda mug for the show. And then the people that buy the beer and the soda mug will have a reduced price beer for that Saturday, and then free beer for that happy hour window. So it's really kind of, we've never done anything like that before, and the Grand Geneva is really taking care of us, and we're going to be at that venue for years to come at this point in time.
Well, free beer, that just about has me signing up right now.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Something different, and still, look for as we come out of the pandemic for more festival-y things to be involved with our event over this weekend. We thought of things like axe throwing and escape rooms and stuff like that. And aspirationally, we will get there. It's just a little bit difficult to negotiate all that stuff with some of the uncertainty in the background.
Well, I'm sure. Where can someone get more information about where to sign up for events or how to volunteer to help or anything else that they would want to know about this convention?
Sure. It's really easy. It's just our website. You can do all of those things on the website. It's dragon-fall.com, just like games-workshop.com. So people can go there. They can actually register for our events. All of them are on sale now with the general admission weekend badge is available. And we've had a record sales volume so far with the pre-orders that we've done for our VIP badges. So believe it or not, we sold out of all our VIP badges, and now people can sign up for the general admission badge that they've been waiting for kind of for the last couple weeks.
Wow. Make sure you go out and get your badges and tickets and check out the convention. That's definitely going to be a good time, particularly, well, at least for Saturday when you can get the happy hour and get that free beer.
We're trying to do it Sunday, but we have the commitment from the venue for Saturday for sure. So I don't want to oversell what the mug will do at this point in time.
Sure.
But there's certainly some things going on behind the scenes at this point. So we're believe it or not, we're only I think like 94 or 95 days away. So it sounds like a long time, but it's going to be here soon.
Oh no, it's always. I remember that ramp up as the organizer. The ramp up and all of the work was always right before the event. Then you got to the day of the event, it was like, oh hey, I get to kind of after setup and teardown, it generally runs itself, and I just have to be there to occasionally smooth something out. So I assume that at a larger scale, it's kind of the same way. The event organizers and TOs and
Yep.
other people to kind of do what they need to do once they get set up, and you can take a few hours to relax and appreciate what you've put together.
Well, I don't know about relaxing. It's definitely an all hands on deck situation. But you're right. We are very, very blessed to have the individual judges that run the events for us. The way I describe it, Ben, is basically, Dragonfall provides the big top. And although I play a lot of these games, I'm not the guy in the meta to tell you, the latest rules on bolt action or the latest rules with Age of Sigmar or 40K. By the way, I play all three of those games, but I'm not that guy. So we're very, very blessed from the point of view where we have had fantastic volunteers to run those individual events, and those are our subject matter expert champions. And without those folks, Dragonfall wouldn't happen. So because of those folks, we're able to put on a good show and have some noteworthy events.
Well, I'm just going to say that you can catch that website again. It was dragon-fall.com, right, to get all the information?
Perfect.
Yep.
So make sure you head over to that website, get your badges, check it out. It's definitely a convention worth participating in and playing in one of the events, or just taking the time to check out and say hi to folks and be a part of it. It's all the proceeds go to the right places. Mike does a great job of taking care of that, and you can't help but love another charity event going good stuff for good people that need a little bit of help, and letting us, play with our little toy soldiers or play our games and enjoy our hobby, in a way that supports those charities.
Yeah, it's really gratifying, and we have branched out into RPGs. So this year we will have D&D and Pathfinder, other RPG events being run at Dragonfall. We'd love to meet the right champions to run board games at Dragonfall in the future, to basically become a full-fledged tabletop gaming show. But right now we're definitely heavily weighted in the miniature realm. That's where we started. That's kind of where our pedigree is, and yeah, I mean that's kind of what we do, and it's synonymous with Dragonfall at this point in time, Ben.
There you have it. That's what you can expect and what you can look forward to at Dragonfall. So make sure you check it out. Thanks so much for joining us today, Mike. It really was a pleasure. I really loved having you on the show, and hopefully we can see you either at this year's or any of the other future Dragonfalls as it keeps going and growing and getting bigger and bigger.
I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you leave a review of this show wherever your favorite place is to find podcasts. Oh, and by the way, give us a like on our Facebook page. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, or Pinterest while you're at it. If you haven't looked recently, make sure you catch up on the blog at wiscodice.com. Hey, Brian, what's that site?
Oh, darn. I forget. Justin, what's our website again?
wiscodice.com.
That's right. It's wiscodice.com. And until next time, everyone, peace out.